going rough enough.
Hey guys, what is up and welcome to another random commentary. This one I'm going to be playing Jungle Shaco, and now this is something that I recently started to itch to play. You know, I was just really feeling some Jungle Shaco, and the main reason I was feeling this Jungle Shaco was because I was actually watching one streamer. I forgot his name, but he pretty much declares himself as one of the best Shacos in the world. And he was smurfing on some account here. Let me just turn down the sound a bit. I feel like it might be a little too loud. And he constantly kept saying that he, you know, is like the best Shaco in the world and all that stuff. So I was watching him play, and you know, he was doing some serious work. He was going like extremely positive in all the games he played. Shaco. I don't know how you pronounce Shaco or Shaco. And it was really cool, and I really wanted to play Shaco after watching him. So I looked up his guide on solo mode, which I'll actually put in the description below so you guys can check it out as well. I highly recommend checking it out if you're interested in playing a champion like this. It really helped me out. I mean, he's really, you know, he goes through the guide in detail. He explains every single thing that, you know, you possibly would want to know. He explains when you'd want to do what and what situations require you to do what and all that good stuff. Pretty much talking about Shaco's early game and how to play it, because of course, if you don't know, Shaco's early game is his most important part. If Shaco does not do good early game, he does fall behind severely, meaning that he has to do really good early game in order to really be a presence, or else, like I said, he's not going to be much of a presence later on. So here my allied team decided to invade. I personally was not feeling the invade, but they all went, and I'm like, you know what, whatever, I'll follow you guys up. So I decided to go, and I took his red. So now I want to go back to my blue, and I want to try getting it. So you can see I did level up my Q second, and I want to kill these balls and then go straight for the blue. Now, one thing I learned is, and this is again from his guide, if you Q over a wall and then you press back instantly, it actually cancels the stealth, making your deceive go on cooldown instantly. So if you're ever going over walls, it's really good to do that if you're not really using the deceive for stealth purposes, if you're just using it to get around faster. So as you can see there, I got the first blood on him, not much problem there. I didn't get my blue actually just yet. I got the wolves because I'm waiting for Smite to go off cooldown. And then I went over to his jungle, see what he's up to, and I found him doing his race. And luckily for me, I kind of, you know, I saw the power of Shaco. I saw how much damage he can do while I was watching him play, so I knew I could kill him there. That's exactly what I did. As you can see, I am also running Ignite on him. Now let's go over runes and masteries quickly. Mainly, I am running AD, reds, magic resistance per level blues, armor yellows, and flat AD quints. And for masteries, I am going 2190. Making sure to get the, you know, extra defense you get in the defensive tree against minions in the jungle, and the bladed armor, you know, the smite mastery like improvement, and be going pure damage and offensive. Now the thing about starting with Shaco is most of the time you want to start blue, and like I said, you know, when you go deceive over a wall, you can press back to cancel the stealth parts. So now this is the situation where you'd want to use it. Let me just slow down to normal speed and let me go over something. So at the beginning of the game, you're going to want to start, most likely, I mean, certain cases will make you start here, and it's all in his guide. You can read it up if you want, but most cases you will be starting in walls, and you'll follow it up with the blue. Now usually you want to try and save smite, you know, while doing blue. You don't want to use it, so you have usually, I think, 3 boxes by the time blue spawns, and there should be more than enough for you to destroy blue. Once you're done doing that, you get your deceive at level 2, of course getting boxes at level 1. You deceive over this wall right here, and instead of constantly just, you know, running while stealth over here, you probably get unstealth over here if you just kept running. And your deceive will only start going on cooldown once you get over here. That's a little too long. So you stealth over the wall, you press B to back, and you instantly cancel it. And that'll make you cancel deceive, and that'll make your deceive instantly go on cooldown. So when you go in here, you can throw your W over here. By the time you actually get to this area, you'll be able to deceive again over this wall and do the enemy red. And then usually you can pretty much wait for them to get there, and you can most likely get a first blood. Shaco, if you don't know, is a heavily counter ganking type or counter jungling type of champion. You really want to abuse the fact that you have so much escapability and mobility throughout the enemy jungle. You want to keep trying to steal buffs, you want to mess up their jungle, and you have to gank a lot. As you can see, I'm in their enemy jungle, I'm all the way over here, and I'm looking for the gank. I see it, I Q over the wall, turret doesn't even hit me, and I go over here and I do some nice damage. So I'm thinking of going after Leona, but I go after Sivir instead. Leona was a little too far and too fast away from me. Get up the kill on her. Leona actually for some reason decides to go back in, and Twitch ends up barely picking her up, so that's a sweet 2 kills right there in that gank. So again, Shaco, you have to get the ganks early or else you are gonna fall behind. Now, in terms of leveling his skills, you get W level 1, Q level 2, E level 3, W level 4, and then you max E from there, maxing W second, and then Q last. This makes sense because personally, whenever I played Shaco, I'd just build straight damage and I'd max Q first. But this makes more sense because E is a lot better in terms of just damage at this lower level. Damn, nice kill. And W gives that nice CC going, so it's really, really good. So I got a kill on him. The enemy Malphite is coming there to the middle, trying to do something, but my Diana is here as well. So we're trying to make some plays happen, but I'm like, you know what, back off, get this blue, and let us do something else. Now, one thing that's also really good about Shaco is the fact that once he hits level 6, you can pretty much secure a dragon with your ultimate and a box. What you do is, and I do it later on, which I'll talk about it again when I'm doing it, but you go over the wall, you put a box, you pop ults, you make your clone attack the dragon first, and then you go behind the dragon and you keep proccing your passive on the dragon, dealing a lot of damage and just constantly, you know, doing your thing. So as you can see here, I'm constantly counter jungling this guy. I went to his red second to spawn and I'm like, you know, I saw him doing it. I'm like, okay, so I'm just going to attack you and I'm going to fight you. I'm going to do as much damage as I can. And the enemy Malphite is coming in here. He's trying to do something, and the pings are here. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna back off. I'm happy with this. And the Kha'Zix flashed. I made him burn that too. That's really good. Jax shows up, and instead of deceiving away, I'm like, all right, you know what? I know you can't really do anything anymore, so I'm just gonna run normally and look for another opportunity. So here, bam, Q away, and this is actually not the best play over here, as Malphite does get an ulti on both of us, and they go for Diana, but Diana, I think is no, she does die, but you know, I did make it out, so that could have ended up even worse than that, because I mean, I felt like we were both gonna die there, to be completely honest. But Diana did blow flash, so they decided to go after her instead. But I'm not done yet. I'm not done being Shaco. I decided to go back to the jungle while he's doing his red, because I assumed he's doing it. And bang, you want to attack the first time from the back, because as you know, Shaco's passive. You deal a lot more damage when you attack them from behind, and your first auto attack after deceiving is a critical strike. So imagine how much damage you'll do with that first deceive from behind. Quite a bit of damage, and that is what really makes a Shaco player, you know, a solid Shaco player. It separates the good ones from the bad ones. But what really separates the good Shaco players from the bad Shaco players is the W, and knowing when and where and how to use it, and you know, the perfect spots to put it, just when to use it, and how to really abuse it properly. At the same time with Q, I mean, a lot of Shacos, if they don't really know what they're doing, they're gonna Q in at the like shittiest times ever, and they're gonna probably die. So that's another important thing, because that's pretty much your only escape tool. As you can see, I don't have flash, I have ignite and smite, so I don't have any other escapes other than my Q, and you know, I guess technically my ultimate, meaning that you have to play really, really smart. So here I got my red again. As you can see, the Kha'Zix is so like counter jungle. I mean, he doesn't have anything. I'm constantly getting his buffs. I'm constantly getting my buffs before he can get them, giving my buffs to the blue or to my middle, and I mean, it's working out pretty well. So as you can see here, I Q over the wall. I place the trap there, ready for Jax, but he actually goes over just in time before I'm able to find him, and I think we do a pretty bad dive here. I don't think this is a really good one. I should have backed off right there. That would have been the perfect time to back off. We're committing to this way too much. I'm like, you know what, whatever, I'll put as much hurt on him as I can, and I think I die here, or I think maybe Cho'Gath dies. Yeah, I do die here, but Cho'Gath gets a kill at least on the Jax, but I mean, this does not end up being that worth it, but Cho'Gath does get away. 1 for 1, but it was a shutdown, so, you know, not the best trade. Let's fast forward this a bit more. I'm pretty sure that's my only death, though, so, you know, don't be too hesitant about it. So our middle is having some trouble with the AP Malphite. AP Malphite middle is quite brutal, so, you know, that's to be expected. For items, now you want to get the Wriggle's Lantern ASAP on Shaco, because this really, really helps him do, you know, clear dragon buffs, Baron, and all that stuff really fast. So here's an example of how to do it. As you can see, put down the W, excuse me. Pop my ulti, make the clone attack first. I don't have to use smite. As you can see, I did not use smite. I'm saving it for their blue, because you just don't even need it. That's how good it is, especially once you have the Wriggles or even Madrids. It's just really, really strong and solid clear. Now, usually when you do this, you want to have a pink ward, you want to place it down, clear wards, and then do it, because it's a lot safer, because in that way they can come and maybe try to interrupt it. So if you do a pink ward right here, I would have cleared this, and then I would have done it, and I would have been pretty safe. But as you can see, we got the blue buff. You had the smite ready, so I got the smite on the blue, secured it, and I Q over the wall, and I'm looking for another opportunity to possibly do something. So I start attacking the Sivir, and I'm pretty sure she dies. I mean, I don't see her escaping this. Yep, she dies. Syndra gets the kill, so that's good as well. Now, one thing that's really good to do on Shaco is get an early oracles, because it will help you jungle and gank, just that much more to make sure that you're not really being spotted anywhere, so you can really be super sneaky. But at the same time, it can be argued because, you know, Shaco is someone that you want to constantly and just as fast as you can build damage so that you're just making a huge presence because you don't want to fall off. That's the scariest part about Shaco. Either you go big or you go home. And I mean, that's exactly the model of Shaco. So as you can see here, I'm kind of letting Twitch do his thing. He's farming. I'm trying to bait people over here because, you know, they're gonna think he's alone. They're gonna think like, wow, this guy's overextending so hard. But little do they know, I am waiting in this bush and we actually go for the kill. So I go for the Sivir first, but she ends up running away instantly. And instead of wasting time on her, I'm like, all right, I can see that we can pick up a kill on this Leona, no problemo. So we turn on her and easily pick her up. Another really cool thing about Shaco ulti is the fact that if for example, let's say there's a Caitlyn ulti or Karthus ulti getting ready to home in on you and you know, maybe even get the kill. If you pop your ultimate right at the, you know, the perfect time, like the second before, even millisecond before you're about to get hit by the ultimate, you'll actually cancel that ultimate and completely negate everything. That's really, really good, but it takes a bit of practice to do it perfectly each time, especially under pressure. But I mean, that just, you know, opens the possibilities that Shaco has. I mean, he is a very, you know, solid champion, but he requires a lot of work compared to most other champions. Maybe like, I don't know, Lee Sin or even Warwick or, I don't know, not our Skarner or Cho'Gath. He does require more work because he's easy to fall off, but he does have a lot of really solid utilities, you know, available. So back to items. You want to get the +5 boots probably ASAP. That's honestly the first thing I get. Then I follow it up with the Madrits to the Wriggles. You want +5 boots on him because, I mean, like I said, you need the early pressure and you need it as fast as you can. The +5 boots help it so much because you're going to be running around through the jungle, 2 lanes, just so fast, and you're going to be there, like, you're going to be from bottom to top in like a few seconds, and people are going to be like, what the hell, like, how'd you get here so fast? And it's really, really nice to have, so I highly recommend getting +5 boots. Later on, once the, you know, roaming and all that stuff finishes, you can always sell them and you can get maybe Merc Treads or Ninja Tabby instead. Next, after that, you want to get the Brutalizer and you want to build that into the Youmu's. And then, I mean, on his guide, he says after you get Youmu's, you should get another Brutalizer. I mean, that can work. You get some serious armor pen from that, but I'm not sure if that's the best route. I'd rather go for something a bit more, I guess, I don't know, game-changing in a way. Maybe like a Trinity Force, even a Sunfire isn't too bad on Shaco either. It gives you that nice tankiness, I guess, if you will. But a Trinity Force is a solid pickup on Shaco. The only problem with it is that it's quite a heavy cost or heavily costed item, so it'll be a little difficult to build unless you're doing really, really good. But if you do get it, you're going to be doing really, really good on Shaco. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's almost done. I really want you guys to post in the comments what you thought. If you have any recommendations on who you want to see me jungle, because I am kind of like starting to like jungle a bit again. And I want to, you know, put a few jungle videos out there. So if you guys want to see me jungle anyone specifically, please put it in the comments below and I'll see what I can do in the next video. And I'll do a live commentary. I mean, do you want to see me do a live commentary of me playing Shaco instead of doing one over replay? I don't know. Is that what you guys want to see? You tell me what you want to see and I'll try and deliver. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check out the guide at the bottom. I mean, I am giving him credit for it. I'm not going to take the credit for myself. So that is going to be in the description below. Definitely check it out if you want to play Shaco. And that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you next time. Peace.